All right, I'm back. Uh, I've only been away for about 20 minutes or so. Um, and I will say that this wine is really evolving and changing a lot. In the sense, too, it's kind of interesting for me that I'll share that while I'm tasting it, it's not there's a aspect of complexity that's there, and there's not because when I revisit it, there's sometimes some new things emerging, which is great, and shows this very unique, fun complexity. But it seems like other things that were there may have disappeared. So it's kind of this. It's complex, but it's kind of simple in a way, and not something that I always experience, and doesn't take away from the overall experience of the wine and its deliciousness, as I am thoroughly enjoying it. But yeah, going back on the palette and visiting with it, there's definitely like a zestiness that's there. I kind of jotted down some like an orange zest almost, and maybe like this an iron kind of not particularly bloody or sanguine, but an iron aspect to that as well. Then definitely some kind of cranberries and like almost honeyed raspberry is something that I wrote down. And as it continues to unfold in the glass, almost this like these cool blue fruits are kind of emerging, and like a fresh prune's kind of coming out. And there was a moment I've getting this really interesting like shiitake mushroom very specifically. That was kind of fun, that forest floor kind of aspect. So there's definitely some nice complexity going on, and really liking the wine. I think it's got some kind of medium plus acid there. So it's got a juicy aspect to it. So it's definitely going to go well with food and anything in the meat realm that's got some fat. And a decent finish. Doesn't linger forever, but it certainly has some body to it, and some length in the finish, and a slightly seductive wine, but not overly so. Tannins are in check. I would say kind of low plus or medium minus, but nothing that's too over the top or whatnot. It's quite soft and more so silky than anything else. Although the tannins are emerging a little bit more as I sit with it. So it's definitely a wine that I'm going to revisit tomorrow, and hopefully I've got a feeling I will. I'll do another video, and if anything's changed and is worthwhile and noteworthy of presenting to you guys. But yeah, at this moment, early-ish February, in my neck of the woods, we're in the vineyards. We're dropping out some lime, so we've got some very acidic soils where I am and where we are, and so we have to add lime and calcium back to the soil to kind of raise the pH and make them not acidic, because grapevines usually like about a neutral soil. A swing either way is fine, but they prefer a neutral pH soil. So we're adding lime, we're doing some pruning, some transplanting and moving of some vines, and it's kind of general maintenance. It can be a slow time of year, but it kind of just depends on maybe where your vineyard is at. There can be a lot to do. So it's not the hustle and bustle of harvest time or of springtime where you've got 6 weeks of just nonstop of canopy management. So we're not there yet, but just a few months away from that, and we've almost got some spring-like weather at the moment too. So it's going to cool off, but we've got some rain, and it reminds me of Oregon in my old days, but. Anywho, I hope to see y'all tomorrow for a part 3 of video 3. Thanks for joining me, and signing off, unless I'll be back to sign off again. But killer wine from Page Springs Cellars, Arizona, and a Syrah that's definitely, reminiscent for sure of Crow's Hermitage, Hermitage. It's got great finesse to it, and spice, and some fun fruit, and a really lovely example. I'm glad they planted this vineyard and it's there, and they're making wine from it. And I didn't actually talk much about oak in this video at all. It doesn't seem to on the website. I couldn't find any information on this wine, but this one's actually a wine club only and local. You can only get it at the tasting room, but it was given to me by a friend of mine, so I'm fortunate to have that person in my life. But yeah, there's not much oak at all, I would say. So probably neutral barrels. You know, I don't know if it sat in stainless steel the whole time. I wouldn't think so, but yeah, I would say neutral oak. So you're definitely getting this, this straight Syrah clone 474, and I don't know its identity or origin, but yeah, so kind of a naked wine, if you will. But yeah, until next time, a bientôt. Ciao, ciao.